Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into something pressing, a major challenge hitting North American health systems hard. We're talking this triple threat, shrinking margins, staffing headaches, and, well, the demands of value-based care, which absolutely need those smooth patient transitions. It's a lot, isn't it?
It really is a perfect storm almost. And, what we're seeing is a lot of execs looking towards powerful CRM platforms. Think
Yeah.
Salesforce Health Cloud. They're trying to manage referrals, streamline outreach, coordinate all those care team tasks. It seems like the logical step, the modern fix.
Yeah, it absolutely seems like the way to go. But, and this is the big thing we need to unpack today, there's a catch, right? A CRM, fundamentally, it's only as good as the data it gets.
Exactly.
So imagine your critical admission, discharge, transfer info, your ADT data. What if that lands in the CRM hours late? Or heck, even days late?
Right.
All those smart automations, the marketing triggers, revenue cycle stuff, suddenly, poof, it's all stale. Useless, almost. You're fighting yesterday's fires.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's our mission today. We want to pull back the curtain on this often kind of overlooked piece, real-time ADT integration. We're going to explore why these ADT fees are still so darn important in 2025. Even with all the buzzwords, FHIR4, TEFCA, QHINs, these big national data networks, we'll look at the real problems when CRMs get out of sync, walk through a solid blueprint for connecting systems like Salesforce and PointClickCare specifically, and dig into the business impact, the regulations, how to future-proof. You'll see why it matters.
Okay, so let's start there. It is interesting that with all this new tech, ADT is still so central. Why is that? Why does ADT still kind of reign supreme?
Great question, because, it feels a bit old school sometimes, doesn't it? But there are, I'd say, three big reasons why these HL7 V2 ADT messages are still the go-to real-time interface in North America. First, speed and universality. Simple as that.
Okay.
Every single certified hospital in the U.S., they already pump out ADT messages. It's built in. And the key part, they travel in milliseconds over a dedicated connection, like a direct pipe.
Wow, milliseconds.
Yeah. So no slow polling, no waiting for batches, definitely no waiting overnight for some ETL process. It's instant. It's like the hospital's heartbeat signal.
Okay, so super fast and basically everywhere already. That's a strong start. What's reason number two?
Number two is its operational primacy. So many critical, moment-to-moment things in a hospital rely on knowing instantly when a bed status changes. And only ADT really delivers that reliably in real time.
Like what kind of things?
Oh, housekeeping knowing a room needs cleaning now. Discharge planners managing patient flow. Referral managers getting admission alerts. Even billing starting the clock. Without that instant ADT data, these operations just, they'd stumble big time. It's the engine room.
Makes sense. Totally essential for just running the place day to day.
Yeah.
And the third force, sounds like it might have some regulatory teeth.
You got it. Regulatory mandates. Since May 2021, CMS, through their conditions of participation, the rules for Medicare, they actually require hospitals to push ADT alerts out to community providers.
Oh, okay. So it's not optional anymore.
Not at all. It basically hardwires the expectation for real-time data across the whole care journey. It's a must-do for participation. That's a huge, huge driver.
Definitely a huge driver. Okay, so ADT is critical.
Right.
What happens then when organizations don't have their CRM hooked up to this real-time feed? What are those actual, day-to-day pains of stale data?
Oh, the pains are very real and, frankly, expensive. You immediately see stuff like duplicate outreach. Patients who are already in a bed are still getting marketing messages. Annoying for them, wasted money for the organization.
Right, that's just bad form.
Then you get missed follow-ups, especially post-discharge. If those calls or check-ins are late, it hits your quality scores, like HCHPS, patient satisfaction, and can even lead to readmission penalties under HRRP. That costs real money.
And I guess if your operational view is wrong, your strategic view must be fuzzy too. Hard to plan if the basic facts are off.
Precisely. That leads to flawed analytics. Your referral tracking, for instance. It might seriously undercount your best sources because the admission data isn't current or maybe it's duplicated. It just warps your whole understanding of what's working and what's not. It leads to bad decisions down the road.
Okay, so the pain is clear. Stale data really hurts. But how do systems get so out of sync? It's not just about not having the ADT feed plugged in, is it? Must be other ways things go wrong.
You're right. It's often more than just one thing. A huge culprit, and this one still kind of blows my mind, is manual data entry and duplication.
Still, really?
Oh, yeah. We see intake staff, marketing folks literally hand typing patient demographics from, say, PointClickCare PCC straight into Salesforce. Cabot actually did a survey in 2024, 27 post-acute clients. Get this, 21 minutes of rekeying on average per admission.
21 minutes, just typing.
Just typing. And a 6% duplicate record rate. That 6% might sound small, but it causes chaos everywhere. Billing, outreach, care coordination, you name it. It's a massive productivity killer.
Wow. 21 minutes is, yeah, that's a lot of time per patient. And that 6% duplication must create nightmares. What else causes this data lag?
Another big one is just lagging patient status updates. Relying on those nightly batch imports, that's a recipe for inefficiency.
Oh, so?
Well, your sales team might be chasing a lead who, guess what, checked into a bed 12 hours ago. Or your post-discharge calls land a day too late to actually help the patient avoid an issue. Utilization review folks, they don't have a real-time census, so they might delay telling the insurance company, which messes up payments. It's a cascade.
A cascade of missed chances and delays. Got it.
Okay.
And inside the care team itself, does the siloing affect them too?
Absolutely. You end up with siloed care team and communication, big time. If that ADT data stays locked inside the EMR, key people like social workers, therapists, even the teams managing payer contracts, they miss that critical early window for planning.
But they're playing catch up.
Always playing catch up. Now contrast that with real-time ADT pushing alerts straight into, say, Salesforce care plans.
Yeah.
Suddenly, everyone sees the admission instantly. Everyone's working off the same accurate timeline. It's synchronized versus scattered. Big difference.
Okay, the problem definition is crystal clear now. Let's shift gears. What does a good solution look like? When you connect systems like Salesforce and PointClickCare, what are the key components of a architecture that actually works? Let's look under the hood.
All right, yeah, this is where the smart design comes in. A really solid, proven integration. It needs a few key things. First, absolutely critical, is an event-driven queue. Think Kafka or maybe AWS Kinesis.
A queue, like a waiting line for data.
Sort of, but much smarter. It's like a digital shock absorber.
Yeah.
It shields Salesforce from getting slammed with too much data at once, handles API limits gracefully, and importantly, it can hold data during maintenance windows. So if Salesforce is down for an hour, the data just waits patiently in the queue, ensures nothing gets lost. It's all about resilience.
Okay, that makes sense. A buffer for stability. What else is essential?
Using a FHIR canonical model is really important. Now, FHIR sounds technical, but think of it as a universal translator for health data.
Okay.
By mapping the incoming ADT data into this standard FHIR format first, you make it consistent. And critically, it makes it way easier to add other data types, later labs, meds, imaging, without rebuilding everything. It's about future-proofing.
Smart move. Build it flexible from the start. So how do
Yeah.
you tackle those duplicates we talked about? That 6% mess.
Ah, yes. That requires smart merging logic. You set up rules. Start with the best identifiers like medical record number plus date of birth. If that doesn't match, try social security number. Then maybe other patient IDs. It's a hierarchy.
Okay, a waterfall approach.
Exactly. And you use Salesforce's built-in duplicate rules as a kind of safety net for the tricky exceptions. And one more really cool piece, a custom bedboard object in Salesforce.
A bedboard. It's
Well-
like mimicking the hospital's actual bed map.
Precisely. It mirrors the PointClickCare census data unit, room, bed, length of stay, care level. Suddenly, Health Cloud isn't just a CRM, it's a live operational dashboard, a command center almost. You get that real-time view of exactly who is where.
That sounds like a massive operational win, just having that visibility. Now, obviously, we're talking super sensitive patient data here. Security, compliance, got to be huge concerns, right? Any specific regulations really driving the need for careful integration?
Oh, absolutely non-negotiable. Security, compliance, governance, they have to be baked in from the start. We already mentioned the CMS ADT notification cap. Remember, since May 2021, hospitals must send ADT alerts. Not doing it risks Medicare participation. That's table stakes.
Right, the CMS mandate.
Then, of course, you have HIPO and high-tech, sending PHI-protected health information over unencrypted or unaudited feeds. Huge risk. Big fines, big breaches. You need secure, logged pathways.
Makes sense. Are there trickier areas like, I don't know, behavioral health data? Is that different?
Good question. Yes, 42 CFR Part 2 adds complexity specifically for substance use disorder records, often impacting behavioral health ADTs. It generally requires more stringent consent. But good integration solutions can handle this, maybe through automatic redaction based on consent flag.
Okay, so it needs careful handling.
Very careful. But the key is when you funnel this ADT data through a secured, properly logged integration pathway, maybe using something like Salesforce Shield for extra encryption and auditing, you create this unbreakable audit trail. That ticks the boxes for IPA for Joint Commission audits. It turns a compliance risk into a managed process.
Okay, so the tech can really help lock down compliance. But what about the people? You mentioned staff typing for 21 minutes. Switching them from that to trusting automated data, that must be a big cultural shift. How do you manage that change? Train people effectively?
That's often the hardest part, honestly. The tech is one thing. Getting people to trust and use it is another. A key piece is role redesign.
Redesign, how so?
Well, that intake person, they're no longer just a typist. They become a data steward. Their job shifts to managing exceptions, looking at that merge queue, ensuring data quality. It's actually a more skilled role.
Yeah.
We find doing focused workshops, maybe just 2 hours on how to resolve duplicates, really empowers them.
Giving them new skills, not just new software. I like that.
Exactly. Another thing that works wonders is a super user program. Train one champion in each facility or department on how to triage common errors, maybe using that error queue we talked about. That alone, we've seen it cut IT support tickets by like 40%.
40%? Wow.
Yeah. And for ongoing support, micro-learning videos, little 5-minute clips right inside Health Cloud showing how to do specific tasks. Super cheap, maybe 15 cents a watch on Vimeo, and they can slash those how do I calls in half.
Smart. Bite-sized training.
It all boils down to trust. When staff see the data is accurate, it's real time, and they know how to handle the occasional blip. They happily ditch the manual stuff.
Frees them up for more valuable work, I imagine. So, okay, this sounds great. Lots of benefits. But organizations need to make the case. What's the financial picture? The ROI?
Yeah, the business case. For most mid-market providers, let's say 250 beds, up to maybe 2,500, a good turnkey connector solution, we typically see a break-even point in 7 months or less.
7 months. That's pretty fast.
It is. When you add up the savings from cutting duplicate record costs, reducing wasted marketing spend, and especially the huge labor savings from eliminating that manual entry, it adds up quickly. The ROI is usually very compelling, very fast.
Okay, less than a year payback. That's compelling. So if an organization says, yes, let's do this, what's the journey look like? Walk us through a typical, say, 90-day implementation roadmap, and what should they be measuring?
Sure. A typical 90-day plan usually kicks off in week 0 to 2 with discovery. That means confirming licenses, getting sample ADT feeds, mapping data fields to that FHIR model, finding any gaps, just understanding the landscape. Then, weeks 3 to 4, you build out the pilot. Set up the secure connection, the HL7 listener. Configure the Salesforce sandbox environment with the objects and duplicate rules. Test it small first.
Right, start small, validate. What's next?
Weeks 5 to 6 are all about user acceptance testing and training. Get real data flowing into the sandbox, run those super user workshops, let people kick the tires. Week 7 is go live for the pilot facility. You'll want hypercare support for the first 24-48 hours. Make sure those error alerts are working, maybe pinging Slack or PagerDuty if something goes wrong.
Okay, pilot live, then scale up.
Exactly. Weeks 8 through 12 are for scaling out to the rest of the sites, usually a phased rollout facility by facility, and crucially, integrating key performance indicator dashboards right into Health Cloud Analytics so everyone can see the progress.
And speaking of KPIs, what are the top metrics they should track in those first 90 days to really prove the value?
Good question. You absolutely want to track the percentage of admissions captured in real time via ADT. Should be heading towards 100%. Also, the average time it takes for discharge follow-up, that should drop significantly. Your duplicate patient record rate, watch that plummet. Then, things like the percentage of care plans initiated within 24 hours of admission, and ultimately the impact on your occupancy rate. Those metrics tell the story very clearly.
Okay, that makes sense. Looking beyond the implementation, how does getting this ADT backbone right help future-proof an organization's data strategy? We mentioned FHIR, TEFCA.
Yeah, this is really important for the long game. A solid real-time ADT feed is the foundation. Once that's stable, you can build a FHIR subscription layer on top. Meaning you can start pulling in richer data using FHIR standards, think lab results, observations, or medication orders, medication requests, to trigger smarter, more specific actions in your care plans. Much more powerful.
Okay, building richer context.
Right. It also makes TEFCA participation much simpler. Remember TEFCA? That push for a national health information network. Having real-time ADT means you're much better prepared to connect to a QHIN, a qualified health information network, without having to completely re-architect your systems later. You're ready for that national interoperability push.
So it smooths the path for joining those larger networks.
Yeah.
What about AI? Everyone's talking AI.
Absolutely plays into AI and predictive analytics. Clean, timely ADT data combined with maybe encounter history. That's the fuel AI models need. You can start building models to predict things like readmission risk or a patient's likely length of stay. Some platforms, like Cabot's AI solutions, are already doing this, using that clean data foundation to provide really actionable predictions. It opens up a whole new level of insight.
Really shifting from reactive to proactive using data. Very powerful. Okay, as we start to wrap up, based on all this experience, what are some key lessons learned, some best practices for organizations diving into this? Quick hits of wisdom.
Okay, rapid fire wisdom. First, decouple early, scale happily. Use those cues, Kafka Kinesis. They insulate Salesforce, handle maintenance, prevent bottlenecks, essential for stability as you grow.
Got it. Decouple.
Second, policy-driven merging. Don't just wing the duplicate logic, document it. Get your health information management folks, your compliance folks involved early. Get sign-off.
Okay, document the roles.
Third, alert loudly and fast. Seriously. One bad HL7 message segment can sometimes block thousands behind it without anyone noticing. You need immediate alerts for connection issues or major data errors.
Don't let problems fester silently. Makes sense.
Fourth, ADT first, labs later. Get the absolute core admissions, discharges, transfers flowing perfectly before you add complexity like lab results or meds. Master the patient heartbeat first.
Foundational first. Okay.
Fifth, quarterly governance. Set up regular check-ins. Audit your security tokens, review duplicate rates, check data latency from different facilities. Keep tuning it.
Keep an eye on it.
And finally, maybe the most important, invest in people. Train them, support them, build that trust in the data. When your staff believe in the feed, that's when they ditch the spreadsheets and the manual workarounds. That's the real win.
Invest in people. Great advice. Okay, so let's distill this down. What's the single core takeaway from our deep dive today?
It really boils down to this. Your fancy, modern healthcare CRM, it can only deliver on its promise tighter referrals, better engagement, cleaner revenue if and only if it knows instantly when a patient walks in the door, moves beds, or goes home. Without that real-time ADT connection, you're just driving by, looking in the rearview mirror, you're always behind.
And the payoff, if you get it right.
Oh, the payoff is profound. Wiring up those real-time ADT streams, like connecting PointClickCare to Salesforce Health Cloud properly, it slashes that awful manual entry, kills duplicates, and literally turns Health Cloud into that operational command center we talked about. Yes, there's a technical piece, the secure listener, the FHIR mapping, tuning Salesforce, but honestly, it's a relatively modest lift compared to the benefits. You shave days off billing, target marketing effectively, and critically, you free up your staff to actually care for patients, not fight with data entry. It's transformative.
So here's a final thought for you listening. In this world where healthcare is constantly asked to do more with less, take a hard look. Is your organization spending its precious time duplicating data? Or is it truly connecting care? Think about it.